Oh, hello, my sweet. So won't you come with me? There's oh so much to show in this grimdark distillery. So if you like bullshit or want some hobby tips, this nightmare priest nigh unbinary railroad magnificent welcomes you. Hello, my sweets. Hi, Mowgli. Hi, Roz. Good to see you all. I need to shut my quarters. It's been there 20 minutes. I'm not kidding. That's a good way to start the morning. That's a good note. I'm about to bush. Do it. Uh, well, I worked with a guy once that was like, I don't want to be here today. I think I'm going to poop my pants so I can go home. And he did it. And he did. He did get to go home. I'm not saying that everyone should start doing that. I'm just saying that's always an option. Uh, on that note, yeah, we got a lot of stuff to cover today. um, so we finally got scenario one played. Respect. Monday, Monday, Monday. Live, 8 a.m. Uh, drop it down a little bit. Just drop it down. So yeah, pretty much bring you guys up to speed. This weekend I did a little bit of work. I got a couple models finished, well built. I need to paint them still. But this is Arvid. Arvid is the farmstead hero, the farmstead defender hero, who can become a ally in scenario number 2. I also found out that I like Arvid. He's good. I like him. He pleases me. Yes, pretty pleased. And then I finished adding the fabric to the beekeeper, who is going to be a farmstead defender. I'm happy with the beekeeper. It's good. It's a good beekeeper. Keeps the bees. Hi, Arvid. A blacksmith, another farmstead defender. And the main idea was to make models that I can use as models in 1490 regular and as well as the campaign. He needs a little pipe on his head, though. I'll get that. And I believe this is just going to be a fighter because he's got a pitchfork, which is a heavy weapon. I'm not sure really. I have to double check who else can wield heavy weapons outside of brutes, but I think it's just fighters. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with them. I enjoy the fabric, how we got that to look. So also, I was pretty excited to find out that I only had to make 4 models for this week because I miscalculated. I thought I had to make 5 or 6. So that's always exciting. Today we are going to be working on the knights, I believe. At this point, the only things that I have left to do for this week's scenario is I got to paint everything. And we've got one more roof that I have to fill in those seams on. And I'll probably do that off stream just because I feel like it takes a little bit. And this is way more fun. So, but as soon as that's done, then I will be painting on those. We're going to get that done pretty quick. So that'll be later today. But I don't have anything primed. That guy needs a tube though. So let's do the tube first. Quit wasting time, Eli. Okay. Here's a tube. How's that tube gonna fit? Ho ho ho! Pretty darn good if I don't say so myself. Let's see. We want it about yay high. About yay high. So we're just gonna cut this right quick. I might bring this down just a little bit as well. I'm still in the process of getting back to the setup prior to moving things over there. I don't know what it is. There's something about having 2 of these cameras that I'm just like, oh, it's kind of scary to move one of those or to use both. So I guess that's a better term. Whenever you mention the beekeeper, I think of Dr. B's animation, but I just remembered Brian David Gilbert's mentions beekeeping at the end of this as well. That's great. Adam's wife. I don't want to put her on blast. I don't think she would mind. It's great. It's a great name. So her name is Swarma, and I think of Candyman. Hell yeah, dude just full of fucking bees. I mean, that's pretty. I feel like that's probably the closest. I like all of those though, man. You want to make me happy, just talk about unleashing bees on people. And I'm like, those are my people. Uh, yeah, now he's got a little pipe in his head. Little pipe in his step, eh? Little pip in his step. Anywho, so yeah, Adam's wife. Her name is Swarma. And her handle is, because she's a doctor, her handle is Dr. Swarma Bees. And man, that's real good play. Real good play on your name. Dr. Swarma Bees. Yeah, okay. Well, now they're done. So now we can actually do this. We are going to be making little chainmail coats for these boys. Damn good. That's a damn good handle. I need to become a doctor so I can have a handle that good. Fun fact, it was not illegal to impersonate a doctor until, like, I think the 80s. And by that, was probably very much not okay. It was just, there wasn't any, like, legislature saying that you could not. Odd how those kinds of things come up in my life. Sometimes you just need to be like, when did that become illegal? I need to know. Oh no. I'm a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I lied. I'm a doctor. That was a very common joke that my buddy Sean and I used to make all the time. Just like, oh yeah, you know, you're just somewhere and they're like, is there a doctor? And you just step forth and you're like, I'm a doctor. Good money. It's a family business. The swarm of bees. It's a family business. Oh. Huh. Wait a minute. Is that like a good money because it's a family business? You take care of entire families? That's good. I'm a pepper. I'm a pepper. We need a pepper stat. I'm a pepper. FR Pepper? Dr. Pepper? Oh, now I get it. I didn't get it at first. I was like, I'm a pepper. I don't get it. But now I get it, and that's also good. I like. Okay, what the problem report? Okay, that's fine. Well, hold on. Did Grebo finish doing its thing? I'm really excited. Yeah, they had a jingle in the... Oh, aha! Okay, no, we're good. So, I am so stoked to show you guys the STL that I downloaded last night. It's so good. I'm working on printing it now. It is going to be used for the Of Flesh and Blood, the story that I'm going to be telling with Shankly in Horse Heresy. Let me grab my phone so I can share this real quick. In the 60s, I like that Dr. Pepper's flavor is Dr. flavor. Like, that's... And I don't know if they chose that, but everyone that's like, yeah, we're going to make our rip-off versions or, like, you know, alternate versions, they're just like, yeah, it's Dr. flavor. And I'm like, that's wild. That's a wild statement. What is that? What doctors taste like? So yeah, the thing that I picked up last night, this file, is going to be used in the story that I'm telling with Shankly. That's for the Horse Heresy between my friend Ed's Dark Angels and my Emperor's Children. Yep, Dr. Thunder, exactly. And I am so pumped because I've been thinking about this, and I was just like, man, I don't know. Slightly off of Cherry. Yeah, slightly off Cherry. But yeah, it is a very large theater. And I cannot wait to make this the most nightmarish theater that anyone has ever seen. And it's just going to be kind of in the middle of the space station. So the Dark Angels are pretty much just going to get there and be like, man, this is some fucked up shit. And the deeper they get into it, eventually they're just like, what the... Did they build a state? Where did they get all this wood? Yay, star. I'm early today. Yippies. Welcome, welcome. I am putting on the chainmail and showing off the theater that I'm now just started printing. It's going to be printing for a while. But man, I am excited because nothing says we are very, very, very insane like just constructing a theater in a space station, I think. Or an underground, you know, paradise, rapture-esque. I think the space station's crazier. Where did they get all this wood? Caliban, you sons of bitches. Did you cut down our trees? No. Nope. I can't stress. I really I currently miss playing any kind of story-driven games with my first children because they are just the most fun group to roleplay because they are so batshit insane. Pretty much every game, I just RP'd it so hard, and I think part of the problem of like, oh yeah, we probably that might be why we stopped playing because I don't know if my buddy Ian could handle that. It was essentially like being in a campaign where you have a partner and you're against two other people, but it actually is kind of like you're alone and there's three people, sometimes three people against you because the whims of my Emperor's Children were just unfathomable. And depending on what other people did, I would react accordingly. So they played the objective. I can't stress that enough. They always were playing the objective. It's just that often the objective for them was extremely different than what everyone else assumed it was. And honestly, half the time what they assumed it was in the beginning. So it was very, very fun. You guys can't see my hands. Let me get my hands in there. Just really got to get my hands in there. The art show was very fun. Kelly sold some paintings. Got to hang out with the friends. Do all that jazz. I did not end up making it to Shankly's birthday party. But I did call and wish him a happy birthday. He's the birthday boy. Okay, hands, you got to figure out where you're going to be. I blame the camera alterations. Okay, this is where my hands normally go. This is where my hands go. We're going to adjust that right there. I think this is a very clear sign that I need to stop moving this camera. This one needs to stay still all the time. Yeah, that's better. This is more natural. Yeah, now that I've thought about that, it's just like, I guess maybe they would. There's just no reason to bring wood into space with you, I feel like. Unless you're going to build a theater. I mean, that's a very prime reason of why you would take a bunch of wood into space. Or if you're just a bunch of crazy psychos. Man, I'm so pumped to work on my Emperor's Children. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Hold back, Eli. So this is the first full chainmail cloak that I've done. And I'm pretty damn pleased with it out the gate, though. I mean, it's an easy material for art. That's it, you know. Let's see. Their homeworld is I believe, an ocean planet. So I'm sure there's trees somewhere. I mean, there's a lot of trees here. We're technically an ocean planet. Ever think about that? It's like, hey, what kind of planet do you live on? Oh boy, I'm excited. I've been doing all of the medieval vibes for a hot minute now with 1490 Doom, and I'm ready to do some sci-fi space stuff, which of course means time to build a theater. Space theater. Also, I can only assume that whoever sculpted these Dark Souls models would be very sad with everything that I've done with them. I mean, at this point, I've kind of cut off and redone almost all the detail work except the legs. We're not going to redo those legs. That's crazy. I used to collect wood in the morning with my grandpa. That does sound fun, actually. Just going out in the woods, collecting some wood. That sounds very fun. I don't collect firewood for building fires, but I collect all kinds of little sticks and twigs and things like that, which also, another prime example of, hey, Eli, get your shit together. It's time for me to learn how to use these cameras not connected to my laptop at all times. One, I need to do that for knowing how to do pictures. 2, I need to start filming stuff outside because it is the prime time of the year to start harvesting the materials that we use often here, namely sticks, twigs, old vines, stuff like that. So much of that stuff I use. I wonder if they had access to game assets. Maybe. Like, oh, you mean like to play actual games? I can't even imagine. I would assume that the Empress should. Well, that's broken. Honestly, I should have seen that coming because so far only one of the 3 quivers did not just explode when I tried to do that. But you know what they say. When God closes a window, make your own windows. 98. That was their slogan. A lot of people don't remember that. That's not true. Not the EC. The Dark Souls sculpture. Oh. Yeah. Huh. I don't know. Was I talking about the Dark Souls sculpture? What are you talking? Oh, a lumberjack chainsaw sculpture EC. Yes. Yeah. I didn't want to stop your game. You were on a roll. I did get a chance to say it Friday. I did get a chance to say it, but I love the other part of your grungeon. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, the little studio part. I need to finish setting up my display cabinets and get everything better organized. But I did work quite a while on trying to get that aesthetic dialed in. And I need to do a tour like that. That's another reason of like, hey, Eli, figure out how to use your cameras without them plugged in, because 1, I need to clean this place up. 2, once it's cleaned up, then I can be like, hey, this is where all my shit is. This is how I go about organizing shit, where I keep things, what all I keep, because I know a lot of people would probably like to see that. I'm a fan of little tours. I like watching little studio and shop tours. They're fun. Let's see. That guy's back. That guy's back. That guy's back. This guy's back. Not his back. Okay. Just got to cut all these little cloaks off because we don't want that to interfere with the shape of the chainmail that we're going to put on them. Great addition. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. No, I think that would be a good little tidbit of time, just showing the setup, which is quite large. It's probably half my basement in total, if not more, because I took the side that you can't really do much with from like a hanging out because of the air ducts and stuff. But for me, it doesn't really matter because it's over my desk over there, my second desk. This is my table. That's my desk. Yeah. But yeah, the little studio is very good. The chair is, we call that the brooding chair. So whenever I talk about Theo like hanging out down here while I'm like on the stream, hanging out in the brooding chair brooding, that's the chair that he's in, and he'll just kind of sit over there or take a little nap. But I call it the brooding chair because when we purchased this house, it was just upstairs in like the attic, and we were just like, man, that is a hell of a brooding chair. It's just like, what are you doing, honey? I gotta go upstairs. I gotta do some brooding and just sit in the attic in this big leather chair, just brooding. And then there's all kinds of other little tidbits that I put over there. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but behind the child inverted, one of the things hanging up like a trophy is the jacket that I bought off of the frontman of Polyphia, or the guitarist, my favorite guitarist, Tim Henson. It is a sequined jacket with gold like scales. It's gold and green and red with snakes all over it. It's just one of the most over-the-top, like, pieces of clothing I've ever seen. And I was just like, well, gotta have that. But the whole vibe is supposed to be very witchy. I'm sure you know, but there's a D&D campaign that's been going on for over 40 years. That's nuts. That sounds like that GM doesn't smash the Beatles as much as he should, or they should. But who am I to tell other people? That is a long time. I do like that though. I do like that. At some point in time, I often feel like the story can't go anywhere. So hopefully it's not just random. I don't know. That's a long time to tell the same story. I guess it's not they only play every other month or something. Oh, okay. So yeah, it's spaced out. Yeah, okay, never mind then. That's fine. I was gonna say like 40 years if you were gaming regularly, like once a month in '89. They started that the year after I was born. That's nuts. That's nuts. Okay, '89, so 36 years. They can rule Rome, for example, for 10 years. LOL. Yeah, like that's what the fuck. That's nuts. Yeah, I think two seasons, two like parts of a story is the longest that I've. No, that's not. No, yeah, two, two different campaigns. We'll go with that. Two campaigns is the longest that I've really ever ran the same characters through something. Um, that's usually around the time that we have shifts in player base or other things come up. I'm still trying to convince my friends to play with me. Sadly, they are more killed by League of Legends. Yeah, that happens. You just need to show them the error of their ways. Rolling dice is one of the funnest things ever. Shit never lasts long for me. Yeah, like typically one campaign is like what I often set the idea to be, just because I know also, depending on how long it goes, maybe run an arcane campaign. Yeah, that would probably be. It just I think it depends what they enjoy about different games, because there is 100% a role playing out there for literally everybody. I stand very firm in that, unless you absolutely. My Minecraft world only lasts 2 weeks max. I couldn't imagine anything over a year. Yeah, that's. I think see things like that. Like Kelly and I, we spent so much time building Buggle, the city into clouds, because the name wasn't long enough to put city in the clouds, which was a homage to Columbia from Bioshock Infinite, because she introduced me to those games and we both love them. But I did just test that, but none was interested. Man, that's. I understand. I understand that some people are not interested. I think if you can show them, like, hey, look how fun this is. Damn, I'll get more friends. When life hands you friends who don't want to play tabletop games with you, make new friends. If you gotta make them, literally, you could do that too. That's a slippery slope. I'm not going to recommend people start building their own friends. BYOF, build your own friends. That's a slippery slope into madness. I think I don't want to condone that. Alrighty, so from here we need to. You get out of here. I want to work on you, but not yet. We need to start covering these guys in more chainmail. Incorrect. There's a D&D cafe I can go to just a bit far by bus. Correctly, not recommend appropriation for gaming's sake. Incubation time too long. Oh no, I meant like it was going to be a lot darker than that. It was going to be much more like puppet kind of thing, like just build a bunch of puppets or dummies, and like just build your own friends. That was the path. Yeah, I'm not telling anybody to procreate. especially for tabletop gaming. If you're like, man, I had some kids, that way I could play games with them. That's wild, dog. Not to judge anybody, but that's a wild reason to have children. We're gonna need to cut that shoulder off. Hey, Eli, why don't you keep your hands where people can see them? Keep your hands where we can see them, sir. Man, yeah, that would be kind of crazy. And by kind of crazy, I mean pretty crazy. I'm starting a pro league team. Hell yeah, my children will make me rich. Now I say that, I've heard that joke quite a bit. My friend Jared, since he has 5 children, he goes like, yeah, man, pretty much working on just setting up my own basketball team at home. Now, I do know that is one of the things that he is just like, yeah, if there's any game that I want to play, I've got 5 kids. I imagine 10 years you still have to fight Faker. Yeah, man. Oh, I don't know. I feel like that might be. It just depends. Depends on what your goals are. But yeah. No, I feel like you could definitely. I think I could start a pro league team. I just can't find like many people who have the same grind mentality. Not with children. Yeah. That absolutely. So here spoilers. I've never played, and this isn't a spoiler. It's just a statement. I've never played League of Legends. Don't know anything about it, guys. So I can only play so long in the space before I start sounding like I don't know what I'm talking about, because I don't know. It seems fun. I think it's a decent game with an ass fan base. Lampshade head. Yeah, similar. Hello, Layer 8. Welcome. Stay away, it's a disease. Yeah, so I try not to play anything that seems like I can get lost in there for years. So MMOs are typically out of the question for me. Eli, you need to watch Arcane at least. If you need a juggler. A jungler? Count me in. A jungler. I don't know what a jungler is. Arcane is good. I've been told that I need to watch Arcane. Arcane is good. I'm offline. Yeah. So right now I'm playing Ghost of Yote, and I'm really enjoying that. I was playing Sekiro, but then I got pretty much exactly where I was before I reset the clock. And now I'm pretty much back. I did get a little bit further, but now I'm like, wow, okay, now I've got the 2 hardest boss fights in the game. But then Ghost of Yote came out, and I was like, well, I can use another distraction. Tee-hee. That, and man, I just was really in the mood for a game similar to Ghost of Tsushima. It's just very similar. Okay, this is not going to work. What arm was I putting this on? Was it this one? This is a little bit too... I didn't cut it wide enough. Guys. This league isn't an MMO. It is. I don't know where to begin differentiating what is or is not. But if it can be, yeah, I guess if it can be played offline, by definition, no. But if it's the same kind of thing like Diablo, it's kind of that same kind of vibe where it's just like, yeah, you can play it offline or with, just solo. But the game itself functions kind of in the same vein. Like it's the same type of game. It's just offline. Because I wouldn't consider like any of the Souls games MMOs, but they are technically all online. One of the, it's like Dota. Doesn't MMO stand for Massive Multiplayer Online Game? Yes. So Oh, okay. Voice crack there. It's a 5v5 or any game. There are 3 lanes in negative space linking them called the jungle. Oh, okay. Traditionally, you have 2 players on bottom lane, 1 mid, 1 top, and a 5th walking that negative. It's not a continuous, it's matchmaking. Okay, so it's more of like shit. That sounds honestly kind of Destiny's Trials of Osiris is like the first kind of like experience I had with something like that, where it's like 3 people or instances, yeah, just instances in Destiny. Now, see, there's a good example. I would absolutely consider Destiny an MMO of a type, at least. It's in the same family. I played too much Destiny. Too much. Like when Kelly and I first started dating, I was obsessed with that game. Where she would refer to it as my other girlfriend. Just like, tell your other girlfriend I said hi. I was just like, okay. Too much Destiny. I played too much Destiny, and that's not like, oh, my girlfriend now wife didn't like it. It's not that. It's the I gave too much of my time to that. But you got to take escapism at certain times whenever you can. Destiny is MMO because the overworld is continuous, right? Yes. Yes, I do believe that it is. Yeah, like when you are just running around, you can just run into randos. It's a looter shooter. Yeah, there's so many variations. I would say there's so many variations of the same things. This will fit there, right? Yeah, we can put that in there. That's allowed. So pretty much, I'm just trying to piece together these sleeves currently. I'll zoom in a little bit as soon as I get this piece where it needs to be. That way we can all see what I'm doing. I am happy with how this turned out. Also, so many people have asked where I got the cloth from that I use for chainmail, and it's just like, it's cheesecloth, but I do realize that it's not normal looking cheesecloth. This absolutely looks like chain linked, so I need to look into that to verify. I know I got it from a home brewing kit. It's what you use to steep. Use this for steeping grains. Like that. But yeah, it is just great. And I've got a whole bag of it. And by that I mean this used to be shaped like a bag, not a whole bag of these. But so eventually I'm going to run out though, and that's going to suck. Because I'm going to have to figure out, well, what the hell do I do now? What do I do now? What do I tell my wife? Like Borderlands. Yeah. The PvP feed is not an MMO. Yeah, you pretty much have to have a party before you go into an instance in Destiny. At least that's how it was in the first one. I haven't played. I played Destiny 2 for like a week because someone was just like, "You really need to play Destiny with us," and I was like, "Fine, I'll try to be a good friend." And then, yeah, I can only be a good friend for so long if I don't vibe with the thing. And that's when I'm like, I'm out. All right, I'm out. Speaking of chainmail, time to cut some more. Time to cut some more. There it is. I was like, where the hell is the side that I cut all the time? So, we want this to fit right about, that needs to be glued a little bit better, right about there. So we're going to cut it here and kind of trail it down a little bit at an angle. Oh no, my things. Okay. About yay? About yay long. Yeah, that's good. Right about there. Who wears short shorts? He wears short shorts. We're gonna go ahead and cut a couple of those. Cheese bag. You ever play Warcraft, Eli? I did way back in the day. I had a Tauren warrior named Snugglies. Snugglies. Yep. Man, I miss Warcraft when I was a kid. Yeah, it's been. I played it when it first came out. Um, but again, it's just like it is too easy for me to get lost in that loop and then be there for so long. That, and I think really the nail in the coffin of why it's just like, yeah, I don't play MMOs. Anything that starts to like, even like Fallout, like certain games, like it has to be a really good game for me to be like, I'm gonna commit X amount of hours of my life to it because I know who I am and I know how easy it is for me to fall in that hole. I see the hole and I'm like, uh-oh. Um, yeah. Oh, Warcraft. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I loved Warcraft 3. Um, StarCraft was more of my jam. I gotta say, I did not care too much for StarCraft 2. I was pretty damn disappointed. Outside of the graphics, I didn't think that it was anywhere near as good of a game. Um, but yeah, no, I did play Warcraft 3. My favorite game I ever played of Warcraft 3 was as the Night Elves. I was playing against my buddy Ed, and I used a different kind of strategy, and it worked out well for me. But I didn't build any units. I just built houses, and then I pretty much march of the Inst him with all of my buildings. Where he was just like, oh god, just so many buildings, just smashing all of his buildings. Uh, that was fun. But yeah, I only play gotcha nowadays. There's a lot. There's a lot of those. Gotcha games. I'm trying to remember. There was one that I was looking at that I was like, that kind of seems like my vibe. Someone recommended Black Desert to me at one point, and it was a pretty easy sell after showing me a couple character designs. I was like, okay, well, that does look great. That does look like something I'd like to play. But then I pretty much don't fuck with them MMOs. Yeah, that's pretty much okay. Dota League is spun off of Warcraft 3. You only control a single hero and buy equipment. Too much grind. Yeah, okay. So similar. I mean, kind of like Diablo, like a top-down. Diablo's not an MMO, right? No, no, definitely not. Also, I gotta say, a big chunk also that like keeps me from doing those kinds of things is like if PvP is an option in the game, like I don't know why, but I have to play on the PvP server mentality, um, because I want it to be similar or close to like, oh, okay, it's a real world and there's two factions. They're gonna not be cool. Yeah, Diablo's not an MMO. I just meant like you control a single character, top down, dungeon crawling kind of stuff. The description of League kind of reminded me of that. That's all I was getting at. But yeah, no, I wouldn't consider it an MMO. Trying to think what MMOs I have played outside of Warcraft. Warhammer. I played Warhammer Fantasy until. I mean, I probably played it for about a month or two with my buddy Tommy. That game just dead now. Like it's been dead for I think a decade. But I remember at one point I was like, man, maybe I'll give that another shot. Nope, I can't. It's gone. Apparently it's been gone for a while. Just cutting the cheesecloth. Cutting the cheesecloth. Dictator Potato, what do you use as a base for your maze? They look larger than 2832. So these are all 28 millimeter bases. The miniatures themselves are slightly taller. They are all roughly around 40-ish millimeters. Also, welcome Dictator Potato. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Yeah, don't crawl on Dota League. Gotcha. I only played it for 10 years. I can quit anytime. I can quit anytime. That's absolutely, I think, the nail in the coffin of I never finished that statement. But I think absolute nail of like, okay, I can't fuck with that, is when at one point in time I went to my buddy's house and he was like, hey, you want to see something really sad? And I was like, sure. And he was like, cool. Slash played on just one of his characters, and it was like 365 days. And that's like in game time. And it's just like, wow, that's a year of your entire life, dude. And he's like, oh, yeah. And it's just like, that's awful. I can't ever let myself do anything like that. I just constantly feel like I'm not using my time as well as I should, which is one of the things that I always kind of rant about. I get bash 135 skill minis a lot and all this looking fracture bits. Hell yeah, I love using 135 scale stuff. But yeah, these are all roughly 40. Let me grab my my brain just stopped. Calipers. Let me grab my calipers. We'll do an actual demonstration. Put it in upside down. Got to keep the battery out because this little rowdy boy likes to. So this one is roughly 44, 45 from feet to head. And that's pretty much, I think, standard across. Some of them are, obviously that one's shorter because he's gotten bent over. And that was based off of 1490 Doom uses slightly taller miniatures. So, yeah, okay, we'll grab weird Wilhelm with no arms. Yeah, 40. 40 is roughly where I pretty much, I would consider 1490 Doom a 40 millimeter scale. But as far as the bases go, I put all of them on 28s. I know some people put their brutes on 32 because it's a bigger. My plushie is in the mail, ready to deliver. Hell yeah! Club Penguin, is that a Club Penguin plushie? Hell yeah! Plushies are cute. Kelly has a axolotl plushie whose name is Argyle, and he's great. And then a very long kitty whose name is Turnip. And then Mushroom, which is just a giant mushroom. Yeah, plushies are great. Check the Discord, you'll see what it looks like. Alrighty. I'm interested. Pop Tropica. Pop Tropica. Oh yeah. I don't know what Pop Tropica is, but I like that. Oh my gosh. That's so cute. Adorable. Plushies. So good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12? I need 12, and I have 7. So, but yeah, 135 scale stuff. I love mixing different parts for different scales. With most of these are, well, I was just saying most of these are 3D printed, but that's not true. Most of these were hacked up Dark Souls board game characters. Only a few of them are actual 3D prints. Which, if you notice the big pile of stuff all over here, that is just a massive pile of little pouches. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer there so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah, just a bunch of little pouches. I realized that I did not have any pouches, like little bag-looking pouches. It's based on a real-ish person. Hell yeah. Thanks for the measurement. Oh, no problem. No problem. Don't forget to like the stream, guys. That way you can build this community. Absolutely, yeah. It is kind of frustrating because just like I have a lot of people who really like my content, and I have people that'll pop in. They're like, "Hey, where's your little donate button?" And it's just like I don't have one because not enough people have subscribed. Now, the hours watched, I've already met all those requirements. Uh, I've not met the subscriber requirements, which is interesting because I feel like I don't know how normal that is. But when you stream 2 hours a day every day, well, 5 days a week, not every day, no weekends, I got to have a rest. The hours they pile up. But once I get enough subscribers, that's when I get to have all the perks of quote unquote, like, oh, you're a YouTube streamer now, eh? That, and I hate telling people like, hey, like, subscribe, all that stuff, just because I know people don't like hearing it. It's often just, it just is kind of like noise, just white noise almost. For a lot of people, I know I kind of typically tune out once the spiel starts, and I don't ever want to be that. Pretty much everything I'm trying to do here is just, I want to be a thing that if people find some value in it, they can do what they want. But I don't want to make anyone ever feel obligated to do anything. Yeah. USA Libertarian. Hey, welcome, bud. I'm behind. Just heard you were a Brood War fan. I agree on StarCraft 2. Yeah. Oh, I love Brood War. I just want more people to join. You don't need to acknowledge me. Oh, no. Yeah. No. Well, I appreciate you, Muffley. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you guys. Seriously, like I say it, it's not even like my outro. It's just like the fact that I say the same thing every time. I don't ever want people to find that disgenuine, because it's not even remotely. I truly value the fact that you all enjoy spending your time with me, because as we were talking about MMOs, your time is the most valuable thing that you have. So please, 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 if you don't enjoy what I do something else with your time. But I like to talk about a lot of random stuff, and this is truly what I love to do. So that, and just being able to see, I love hearing, hey man, you really helped me with my creative flow, or I really appreciated you talking about this or that, because I know that there's a lot of people out there that like the same stuff that I do. And I've been doing it for so long that when I get asked, hey, how do you do this? It's just like, man, how long do you have? Because this is not a quick answer. And that's how you just start streaming 2 hours, 5 days a week, just because it takes a long time to show somebody how to do things when you've been doing them for almost 30 years. I'm not trying to add years on there. I'm not going to be that old guy. It's like, I've been in here since 1957. No, it's 27 years. But I've picked up a lot of information since then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's no way that's the same amount that I need. 1, 2. We're just going to start doing this, actually. That's better. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I did not just mean to spiel, just rant. I'm a yapper. You all know that. I'm not apologizing for my yapping. Did I cut extra? How the hell did I miscount this so bad? What the heck? This is probably the better use of time. Before the stream, I just doom scroll TikTok and such. I get that. I have to catch myself doing that all the time. Where it's just like, wait a minute, what the hell am I even looking at? I don't give a shit about this. It happens. That, and I can't stress enough. Another thing is just a place for people that, are like-minded to hang out and meet other people, because a community is such an important thing to have. And especially if it's like a long-standing hobby, like tabletop gaming, it's extremely overwhelming, I think, for people just trying to start, and having a group of people, such as yourselves, that are there to be supportive for anyone else that's interested in starting, and not, turn their nose up or anything like that. Especially given that our grimdark tabletop gaming is very niche. I think, especially on the art side, like when the 28, I'm not saying that other people are snooty about it, but it's just, it's hard to explain to someone like, hey, this is how you deep dive in, because it's already like a niche part of a niche hobby. Well, Warhammer is getting more and more common. But yeah, other than the models being 40 millimeter, pretty much all the terrain and stuff that I print is 28 millimeter. Intended 28-32. But the models are a little bit bigger, and that's definitely, that was a choice by Bure Games. They wanted the character models to be, you know, a little bit bigger, a little beefier. They wanted them to be, since there's only 3 per player typically, they wanted them to really be a little more standoutish, and I like that. So it does slightly break my brain when it gets to like doors and stuff, and I have to like force myself not to completely redo things. Like, and as we all seen how that turns out. I just fucking do it half the time. But yeah. But yeah, hey, I got some pictures posted on Insta. I've been saying I was gonna do that for a hot minute. I still got to do pictures of all the terrain and stuff that I built. But break time, BRB, hell yeah. The scary part of being popular is the culture being diluted. That, yeah, felt so good to have more people in the community, but unpleasant people also join. That definitely is a thing, and that's absolutely why I really wanted to make this space, because there are so many people that I don't ever want them to feel excluded or left out, like that they can't fit in, because that's absolutely not the case. As long as you're not an ass or a Nazi, you're welcome. Like, you're welcome to hang out. And we haven't luckily had any of that, so which is great. It is interesting how many people don't know about tabletop gaming or minis or anything like that, but just randomly pop in. I've really enjoyed that. Yeah, it's 8:58 and I have to pee. I'm going to glue this on here real quick, and then we're going to take our little bathroom break. Uh-oh. But I still got coffee, so I'm going to drink that coffee real quick. Man, I got to tell you, these, I think I got resin inside my pliers. Fuck me. Come on. Cheap ass super glue. Always just exploding everywhere. Yeah, we're gonna put one on that side too. Not that much. Come on. Did I glue that on the, yeah, okay. Gotta make sure that I get the right side, because this has 2 different patterns, and the one that looks like chainmail is one of the sides, and the other one does not look like chainmail. Looks a lot more just like regular cheesecloth. And then we'll come back and we'll cut those for the sleeves and kind of shape that around the body. Yeah, I'm gonna go run to the bathroom. I will be right back, guys. Bam, bam, bam.
she comes, she's made of bronze and stone. And I'm just fur and teeth and blood and bitter angry bones.
And we're back. Bow, bow, bow. What the fuck was even that? I gotta clean. I have got to clean. I move my chair and it sounds like breaking bones underneath. Oh, Lord. I don't have bones all around my floor. And that's a promise. I realized that now with the new Ed Gein show that is out, people are probably going to see my Instagram profile like statement about being the Ed Gein of Muppets in a fun way, and probably think a little bit more about that now. But I still think it's a very fitting title. And I don't, it goes both ways, where it's just like, you mean like a Muppet of Ed Gein, or do you mean like someone who Ed Gein's Muppets? And it's like, yeah. Both ways. Oh no, it goes both ways. I was here the other day. Okay. Yeah, I've got, I think resin. Yeah, I got resin in these. And it just, there is no pushback whatsoever. Like none. I don't know. I might need to bend that further. Nope, still not. I think there's just too much junk down inside the teeth. In the teeth. Ooh. Yeah. I'm gonna cut these little arm sleeves. Cut those out. Some of this is absolutely going to be covered up by the typewriter. Well, I'm the only here. I want to introduce you to Jufute Raiden. Is that who the plushie is? If it is, I'm interested. I do not have any plushies, but one that I definitely was close to getting at one point in time was Lady Maria, because she is probably one of my absolute favorite characters of all time. Pinnacle feel bad Dark Souls character. There we go. I will look that up. Let me cut this. Then I'll do the looking. The looking and the seeing. Get out of there. Where'd my phone go? J-U-U-F-U-U-T-E. Okay. That's who the plushie is. Cute. Man, you make anybody a chibi character and I'm like, that's adorable. Fun. Hmm. So is this a character from a game? Is this a... It's hard for me to understand exactly what I'm looking at other than anime style character. That's not on you, that's on me. I don't know. I do not know these things. I am but a simple hermit. Come on, cheesecloth. Work with me. Yeah, that's good. We can work with that. Right there. Right there, and then we'll take another one of these little cuttings that we've got. And we'll just add it in there. No one will ever be the wiser. Bam, just like that. Something like that. You'll know, though. Basically, she's a virtual idol. Well, I love that. That's fun. That's, okay, so that's kind of what I was looking at it, and I was like, I don't know if this is a VTuber, which did not know what that was until I met Atri. So she had to explain that to me. Talk about, hey, feeling kind of old. Yeah, and we will absolutely trim up the ends of this to make it look a little less just like a dress and more like chainmail. But first we're going to get all the chainmail on these guys. But first, virtual idol. What'll they think of next? Like, I'm not going to get the name right. She talks about fine art and history on stream. That's fun. I like that. I'm a big fan of that. Anyone who talks about art and stuff is typically, and history. I gotta say, oh boy, I love hearing some history. I'm trying to remember. Hardcore history is one of the things I listened to for a hot minute. Dan Carlin, again and again and again. He says that a lot. Which, if anyone is just like, man, I'm too pumped right now about World War I and learning everything I can about it. Eli, where can I go to learn more? You should listen to the Blueprints for Armageddon. It is I think, 3 or 4 part series that he did on World War I, on pretty much like, yeah, just on World War I in general. It doesn't cover everything because, of course, there's so much to cover, but he covers so much stuff, and it's excellent. It is 100% worth your time if you have any interest in learning about World War I. That and I want to say The One Above All, The End of All That Is, which is about the nuclear bombs and the development of them. Very, very good history podcast. Hatsune Miku, is that the... I'm trying to remember the virtual little... I think J-pop? I think it's J-pop, I don't know. I seem to have come up against a wall of some sorts. Perhaps a gate. Everybody loves Sigmund. The Onion Knight. The true Onion Knight. Yeah, that's good. We don't need this to be perfectly matched because, again, we're going to put a tabard over this. Which, initially I was like, I don't know if that's going to look good, but after accidentally kind of doing it with the blacksmith, I was like, nope, that looks rad as hell. So, tabards it is. Babies. That needs to be cut just a smidgen. Just a smidgen cut. Yeah, just like that. Got it in one. I am cleansed. What did I miss? I learned about Jufutai Raiden. I'm sure I am absolutely butchering that name, and I am very sorry. But a virtual idol talks about fine art, the finer things in life, fine art and history, the finer things in life, like fine art and kitties. Yeah, we're gonna connect that. Just a little touch. Yeah. You got your chainmail cloak on, and you're going to the prom. Maybe. That is if, you know, Rothenberg's Knights now have proms. Yeah, it's always funny, like, seeing how they look kind of like derpy, and then when I go to, like, do the rest of the stuff, it's just like, oh, now I get it. Now I see what you're working on, Eli. It's not just a crazy sack of potatoes. That looks like chainmail. Oh boy. That's what people always say, and I'm like, I told you, baby. Let your boy cook. VTuber talk. Huh, that's a cool niche. Her other notable trait used to be she drank, smoked, and gambled. That's a good trait to be known for. That's her other notable trait. That's just a very. Is that not like prevalent in other like virtual idols? I don't know anything about virtual idols. Someone who just found out about VTubers like last year. Or was that this year? That was this year. Holy man, this year's flown by. Time flies when you're having fun. Or in a time machine. Welcome back, Mowgli. Welcome back. Ah, ha, ha. Hey, how come whenever they come back, all they get is the welcome party? If you ask me, this whole thing reeks of, oh great, what's this? The Fly of Despair. And that is a very quick summary of what goes down in the episode where they find a Flying Dutchman. Big fan. Big fan of that episode. Yeah, that's going to look good. Super glue, super glue. Super glue, super glue. Put it all over your hands. Don't do that. You will be sad. And I'll be sad that you listen to me. Yeah, we'll touch those up. Just trying to get these little front and back cloaks on. And we'll go from there. I think these guys are definitely going to come together quicker than I had initially expected. honestly, we don't need to go as high up as I'm going on them because you're not going to see that because of the robes. So I might bring this one down a little bit because I kind of cut it a little short. And we're getting into dress kind of territory as opposed to a waist, like an overlap of chainmail right around the belt area. Right around the belt area, I believe. Yeah, there we go. That shoulder pad's gonna have to come off. Getting a little distracted. I'll just do it now. We just need that to come off just a little bit. There we go. Oh boy. The bow. The monkey! I think she quit smoking and gambling. Still out review alcohol on stream. Hell yeah. That sounds fun. That's something I don't need to get into. Today I'm going to review blank and just get more intoxicated as we go. So what happened on the stream? Well, you cried a little bit. I'm emotional. Heavy stuff comes up typically when I'm drinking. So that just kind of happens. Last time I did that is all your all's fault. I'll throw that out there. Not me freaking out because I'm now being told I need a drug test for surgery, and I will definitely show weed at this point. I'm so sorry, Atri. I swear they only told me nicotine in the past. Man. Also, welcome, Atri. Well, you've got a couple options. It depends on your timeline and how fast you need. How fast you're going to be doing this. And also it depends what kind of test they're doing. There's lots of ways to get around this. Or my body is a temple. I have 4 weeks, so if I stop now, I'll be sick, but I don't know about the drug test fast. I have some ideas. I'll message those to you. I don't know how. At this point, I'm going to be real. I don't know anything about what I can and can't say on YouTube. If you've gotten it's urine. Oh yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're fine. Well, maybe. So I gotta say, my mate swears by drinking. Really, I can't stress enough. That's probably your best bet. If we're just gonna go ahead and go through the options here, that's probably your best bet. Yeah, you'll be fine. Another option, if you want to go the full insane route, you could buy fake urine. I'm not recommending that. I'm just saying that's an option. And the reason I mention that is because I knew this day would come and I would have to explain one of the funniest things that I have encountered. But one of my buddies was like, yeah, I have a drug test, and I wanted to make sure I could pass it because I really need to pass it for this job. So he ordered something offline. Oh man. And it's not just the urine, it's everything involved in that, in urinating, including a fake member to urinate from. And I looked into that because I was like, you bought what now? And that's when I discovered that I was like, dude, did you look into this at all? Because what you pretty much purchased was for pee play, not for passing drug tests. And I thought that was hilarious. Also, he did not need it, so then it was just now he just had it. again, I'm not shaming anybody. I found that hilarious. It's just like, yeah, I got this to pass the drug test. And it's just like, oh, okay. That's not why most people buy that, according to reviews. Now, Eli, you have to use hypothetically. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let me look through. What did I miss? That's your ass. What will happen? I may start drinking. We're in 3 to 30 days, and I probably need it this week, maybe next. So who knows? I do drink a fuck ton of water and pee often. There you go. Yeah, your apparently said mates will sell that. Yes, you have to use hypothetically. My urine. Mine's not clean though. Yeah. So that's. Man. Okay. Hypothetically. Really, recently I learned that it's meaning holding in until your bladder leaks. Oh, man, we cover a lot of stuff here, and I'm happy to be there for you guys on this. Yeah, that's not. I did not know about that. I can't stress enough, just to cut that off right here before anyone mentions it. That's not my thing. I get really distracted and I'm just like, oh, I got to keep working on this, got to keep working on this. So if I'm ever like, I really have to pee, but I don't want to right now, it's not because that's my thing. I would have told you guys by now, hypothetically. I'm pretty open book. Man, I got to tell you, I'm not going to grab the cup, but it's I'm assuming it's the same kind of collection cup for like urine and stuff. It looks like it. After getting a vasectomy, you have to go and make sure that everything is tip top. The fact that I have to take the cup there, hypothetically, the fact that someone, no, I swear, I'm just hyper focusing. It's not my thing, I swear. Which again, much like it's not a cult. The moment you say, hey man, here's this thing, but it's not that. No way, you're already ending the bloodlines. Oh yeah, no. Just me, baby. But yeah, you have to acquire a sample in a cup and bring it to them. And I cannot stress how utterly horrifying that concept is of just walking around with a cup of that. Which, for those of you who know, I mean, it's very much a real life situation of the, PVA glue cup, except I'm not going to be able to hand this off to somebody at Adepticon and now it's their problem. I'm going to have to man, I really hope nobody's just like, hey, what's that in your pocket? It's a cup. It's a cup full. Ooh, boy. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. It's going to be real weird. I got past all the other stuff, but now we're at like a point where I'm like, okay, this is weird as shit. I just have to walk around with a cup of this and keep it warm, and they're just like, you gotta 45 minutes after collecting the sample. It's just like, oh my God. Also, I can't stress enough, in the instructions that they gave me, the amount of times that certain words were bolded and underlined, and they're words that I never thought that a doctor would give me a paper and be like, make sure you read this, and like, it's just the bold underlying is really just like, this is wild. Yeah, my doctor gave me that. I didn't, it's not like some creepy kink thing. That's the doctor told me that. The more you know, right? Just in case anyone's, needing to know that info. No, the bloodline dies with me. Only kitty babies. There it is. It's like, where the hell did that one go that I just had in my hand? Huh, the more you know. Holding in P, this now is a different pink color. Oh my gosh, I think it's awesome. Ross. People do like P too. Well, there's multiple types of piss kinks. So I didn't know that. Yeah, I found that out just a little bit ago. Star was talking about that. Yeah, I always assumed it was the you like getting peed on, which, again, for anyone just joining us, we cover a lot of stuff here. If I'm like, hey, that's something I could yap about, I've got some thoughts on that. I'll yap about it. Uh, yeah, the I gotta tell you, I'm still recovering from the tickle kink. Learning about that, I didn't even. And what's fucking wild about that is I was like, asked my buddy Doug about it. I was like, man, you are not gonna believe what I learned today. This is wild. And he was like, oh yeah. And I'm just like, wait, what? You know about this? He's like, yeah, that's normal. And I'm just like, I've never heard of anybody just really like getting tickled. But I'm not, I'm not shaming anybody's things. I did not know about that one. Come on. There we go. I was aware of it in the abstract. Yeah, what if my kink is being tickled, but I can't be tickled? Now that's something. The giving tickles was the weird bit. See, now that's the one that I understood. Like that's but also keep in mind, I hate being tickled. A whole world I'm unaware of achieving. Yeah, well, Mowgli, I wish I could not be tickled. Also, I think I put that in the Discord, but man, that led to me just like later that day being like, I gotta know some more stuff. Is my cat ticklish? That's where I jumped with it. And the answer is kinda. They don't like getting tickled. I knew that was the case, but no. As far as how I normally tickle Theodore, I'm like, I'm gonna tickle you. He's not ticklish at all, so he's probably just like, Dad, what the heck are you doing? I'm just tickling his little armpits and his tummy, and he's just like, oh no, you're getting me. But he likes the rubs. It's the feet, little baby kitty feet. That's the ticklish part, and they do not enjoy it. It's like, nope, don't touch that. It's too sensitive. Which is, I guess, what tickling is, and that makes it make a little more sense to me. But yeah, it makes sense when I think about it. But then I'm just like, man, I'm still just like shocked. The beans, exactly. You got to get those little beans. He's like, don't touch those, Dad. If you touch those again, I'm gonna bite you really softly. It won't hurt, and then I'm gonna give you a kiss. He's such a sweet baby. He's like, you're really making me mad, and then I'll just go, ah. Well, his kisses are licks, but I've been told that my son is the kissiest boy in the world, and it's true. He gives all the kisses. If you meet him, he's gonna give you some kisses. He says, hi. Mwah. Raised him to love kisses. And giving them. Getting kisses, giving kisses. He often will just like dip his little head to like close to your mouth. And he's like, give me some kisses. And he just looks at you like this. He's great. Oh, I love that son of mine. Yeah, we're gonna go right there because I don't want to. I fucked that cut up. Right there. Maybe right here. Aha! Wait a minute. No. No. Yes. 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 Man, we really kind of jacked this last one up, huh? It's okay. We'll figure it out, guys. Find my tweezers. Find my tweezers here. Man, that's a weird niche that I might find myself in. Just like, oh yeah, I talk about a lot of miniature stuff. Also, every now and then we talk about some weird kinks. Not mine, just in general. We cover a lot of ground. Cover a lot of ground. A lot of topics. Yeah, again, not shaming anybody's jam. Now, personally, I don't like jam or jelly. Current objects on desk. Mouseling lizards. That's wonderful. I love that. Oh no. Mouse wizards. What kind of spells does a mouse wizard know? I would think that they would be able to like move really quietly and teleport into wall. That would be one of the first things I'd be like, oh yeah, you gotta learn how to do that one. See these cats, that cat wants to be in your wall. It's right where it wants to be. You're gonna need to put more cats in it. Little bit of super glue right up there. Push it into the armpit. We're gonna have to cut that one off because it's covered in glue. Next time you're making goblins, you should have one that's an urban camera, like Coke bottles, trash bag can. That's great. Good for burrows and badgers, so I think normal spells. So not so much just a mouse in a mouse spell. Mice doing mice stuff, as they say. No more Mr. Mice Guy. No more Mr. Mice Guy. Yeah, right there. That actually is a very pleasingly correct shape that piece was also cut in. Little work. We're going to pull this just a little bit that way. Good, good. And this one a little bit that way. And that's how we get the shape that we're wanting. Is that all of them? We did it! Yay. Now we can do the sleeves. Get your sleeves on, get your sleeves on. But we also need to touch up a couple of these. Let's see, do I have any little snippings? No, these snippings are like crazy snippings. We can make that work. Yeah, that's gonna work just fine. But we're gonna have to cut it like crazy angle. Like this. And I bet we can use the other side for the other side. Walking past trash, pops out a goblin. Welcome to hell. Popping out. Pop out of the trash like a goblin. Popping out your trash because I'm a goblin. Yeah, we'll just glue those little pieces of thread back together. I'm gonna go that one right there. Pull this a little bit further. Hey, what do you know? We'll definitely touch that up a little bit, but for right now, I think it's just what we needed. And then same in here. Aha, I was right. It will fit. The monkey. The belt will cover up that little spot that is like kind of missing. So Chainmail cloaks. Ba-da-down. Well, I guess it's a chainmail shirt. This guy is pretty much good. He needs a tabard. This guy, that looks good. He just needs some sleeves. Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. Not good. You need a little piece of the chainmail, my friend. About yay much? Nope, need more than that. About yay much? That looks perfect. Yeah. Look at that. Look at you go. You go, girl. You go, Glen Coco. Maybe just a little bit more down there. This piece? Nope, not wide enough. This piece? Yes, just wide enough. Yeah. Alrighty, walking past trash. Out pops a goblin. Walking past some trash and out pops a goblin. It's me, Grebo the Gerblin. That's my cousin, Greblin. Oh boy. That stage is gonna take 2 days, 14 hours. Ha ha! For just the bottom part. But we gotta start somewhere, you know? Hi, Grief. We're gonna get back to you soon. I'm so sorry. As soon as I finish all this 1490 stuff, we're gonna be back to doing Grief in the morning. Or at least until I get like a good footing. Once I get all the guys built, I'll probably just start doing that, and then I'll paint them the rest of the day, and we'll get back to painting Grief in the morning. Painting Grief in the morning, baby. I need to clean so bad. I'm kind of getting there, but there's still just so much stuff. Got too much shit. Vermont, Hammond. Urban camo. Burrows and badgers is cool. Just bring me food. What did I miss? Urban camo would be what you would use to hide in an urban environment. Burrows and badgers casually drink under spotlight. Drinking under a spotlight. We're going to use that. We're going to fold that. Bah. Alrighty. Pull that a little bit down there. And maybe a little glue. Just a little bit. We're going to snip this. I don't know enough. Trash ghillie suit. Yeah, trash ghillie suit. Essentially, trash ghillie suit. I'm here for that. My life is a trash ghillie suit. I am the trash ghillie suit. just like that. And then let's grab another one of these little small pieces that should fit right under that little armpit, like this one. Yeah, that's gonna be great. You're gonna look so pretty. Gotta get your chainmail shirt on before you put your tabard on, as we all know. As we all know. Oh, Frank, thank goodness you're here. As you know. Yeah, that's gonna look great. Now this is not gonna be long enough. We're gonna need a little bit more for our sleeves. How long are sleeves though, Eli? I don't know. Let's see. About yay length. And we'll just snip, snip, snip. What is trash to a trash man? We are all the trash man. I'm the trash man. I just come out and I just dump a bunch of trash all over the ring, and then I'll start eating and I'll throw it at the crowd. They're gonna love it. Nobody wants to watch an old man eat trash, Frank. I love Danny DeVito. Yeah. That's gonna be great. Wait a minute, did I cut that like a clown? No, okay, thank goodness. Can't have any clown cuts here. No clown cuts. Read this sign, no clown cuts. Yeah. A little super glue there. Again, the tabard's gonna cover that up. Now we just gotta come in here in the pit area. There we go. And we'll make that a little bit shorter once we get the glue in place. Yeah. Probably right around there. My apologies if listening to me randomly quote shows that pop into my brain gets old. I assume some people find it charming. Or at least I tell myself that. Yeah. When I think of charming, I think of, I think I've talked about this before, but the interview that I did for a job where they asked me to describe myself with X amount of words, and one of the words I used was charming. It worked. So I must be. Yeah, that's good. I'm happy with that. Hey everybody, I got my chainmail on. I'm ready to give somebody a bonk. Okay. That's always allowed, I suppose. It's okay, Eli. I'm some people. Hell yeah. Thank you, Roz. As long as there is at least one person out there that's not just like, I wish this guy would shut the hell up. Hey, buddy. Shut the heck up. Wait a minute. I got this too long. I was trying to give myself room for error. But, who's to say? go right about yay. That might be too long or too wide. Or it might be just right. Bam, baby. Perfect. With 2 R's and a U. If you were wondering how the spelling was. Perfect. Now we gotta trim that. Show everybody your hand. People want to see your little pointy hand. Yeah, that looks great. Could be pulled a little bit more this way. There we go. Now it looks great. That is great. Let me make sure I'm in focus. Focus. Activated. There we go. Aha! Now for the other sleeve. Arg. Nope. Yep. Sideways. Alright. Let's see. We tune into your stream daily, dog. I don't think anyone here wants you to shut up. Thank you. Yeah. What can I say? I'm a yapper by trade. And by curse. I was actually cursed by a yapping witch as a young boy. I've never once looked for the cure. She's like, you're cursed. You have to yap forever. And I was like, oh, great. I have a lot of stuff I'd like to tell you about. What do you know about dinosaurs? Quick, what's your favorite dinosaur, chat? True, from start to finish. Hell yeah. Thanks, guys. You guys like dinosaurs? That wasn't supposed to be just a topic offset. That was just my brain just being like, what's the first thing I probably ever yapped about? It's dinosaurs. Basic T-Rex. It's still a good choice. T-Rex is awesome. There's a lot of them. If you're not a fan of dinosaurs or really like dinosaurs, that's okay too. That is one of the few things that I typically get very intense about. I got a warning from work because of my stance of, I don't care what your religion is, you best fucking believe in dinosaurs. And apparently that's not okay to say. Incidentally, it was to a guy. This is shocking, I know. He did not believe in dinosaurs. Stegosaurus is my personal favorite. That's also a good choice. My favorite has always been Deinonychus, which, for those of you who do not know, Deinonychus is a raptor. That would be, in the beginning of the movie Jurassic Park, that is the skeleton that they show as a Deinonychus. It's the same, it's the claw that Dr. Grant carries with him. But since I was a very, very, very little kid, that has always been my favorite. Spinosaurus is a close second, though. Spinosaurus, Baryonyx, Suchomimus. Anything that like lives near the water. I've also been very partial to Dimetrodon for a very long time. But that is not a dinosaur. That is a reptile. Just a large prehistoric reptile. Also like Dilophosaurus. But frustrated that they did not actually have frills, and that was just a little bit of movie magic from Jurassic Park that they kind of got like stuck with now. But and they also are quite large, 20 feet long, I believe is the largest found. I'm trying to remember what the T-Rex's at the Natural History Museum in London. I don't think it's Sue, but it might have been Sue. But that is the most intact Tyrannosaurus Rex. Not just Tyrannosaur, there's a lot like that they have, that they've recovered. I think one of the coolest things is in the Smithsonian in New York. It is a giant, I mean, it's essentially, it's a diorama. It's a diorama made out of dinosaur bones, but it is a, I want to say Agrippinosaurus, protecting its young from two allosaurs. I think the guy went to the art museum. I don't think so. Not because his beliefs were actually wilder than I had even imagined. And I don't know how to properly even summarize them. That's how wild they were. But a very, very, very minute religious group. Yuri, good day, evening, I have risen. Welcome. Yuri walks with us this day. Yeah, I gotta tell you, part of me is deeply upset every time I remember the Art Museum is in my home state. But if I ever need an ark, a boat, a very big boat, it's like, oh, well, shit's coming, baby. We gotta get a boat, a big one. I know where I'm going. They're prepared. Also, that's not me just being like, oh man, I don't like when people don't believe what I believe. That's not it at all. It's just dinosaurs have always been one of my absolute favorite things. And as a kid, they were like my first real obsession. That and reptiles. So it's just like, when you know a lot about something, it's just frustrating when people are like, I don't think that's real. And it's just like, I don't even know how to begin to argue that. Well, you can't. That's the spoiler. Spoiler alert. Yeah. Man, I gotta get my hands back out here. Is there someone who wants to cause chaos? I have two fists ready. I think I won't float, dog. Oh man. Yeah, you're right. You're probably right. I've never been. I can't imagine it being something that I need to go see. I think I would only get angry. And I try not to do that. But yeah, the Natural History Museum in London has some amazing fossils. And bones in general. One of the coolest things is like the moment you walk in, they've got a blue whale skeleton like hanging from like the ceiling on like the great room. So it's just very, you're like, holy shit, that's a big animal. I really like really big animals. It's really fun. Megafauna would be the term. Didn't mean for this to turn into a dinosaur kind of rant, but oh, Yuri, why'd you hit me? It's 100 a thing to see some clips of. They have an exhibit of folks side by side with dinosaurs. I've seen that. What's Eli talking about earlier? Is there someone causing trouble? No. This was years ago. Years ago, someone broke the news to me that they did not believe in dinosaurs, and I was flabbergasted in a way that I never thought that I could be. Because I love dinosaurs, and it's just like I've learned about them for so long. It's just like, dude, I don't know where to begin to tell you. Like, well, they were real. There's a lot of proof. There's only more proof every single day. Which, I mean, also at this point they're talking about bringing them back and shit. It's like, I don't know how much more proof you need that they existed. You can't bring it back if it didn't exist. It would just be making it. And thankfully we're not there yet with genetic engineering. Well, no, we are. We're well past that. It's how we legally have weed now. Just like it's not technically weed. It's a new thing. Here there be dragons. Dinos were here to test your faith. Yeah, that was it. That was it. Oh man. I didn't mean to go on a tangent about dinosaurs. I do love them though. Man, oh man. Yuri, what's your favorite dinosaur? We got a Stegosaurus pick and a T-Rex pick. I gotta say, Iguanodon is also one of my favorites, but not because of like just it, but because it's so that's the first like full skeleton that they ever found, and I love how much like what they initially thought it looked like, and then like after finding more bones of it, they were just like, oh man, we were way the fuck off. Jesus love me. This I know. For the dinos tell me so. Jesus was a dinosaur. Now that would explain some things. For the dinos tell me so. I don't mean to isolate any of our viewers if you do not believe in dinosaurs. I'm not. I mean, I gotta draw the line somewhere, though. I feel like that's not a very intense line to draw. Raptor Jesus. And who is the meteor? Also Jesus. They were both. We're both Jesus. Or Squidward. We're both Squidward. There's just too many cool dinosaurs. I don't like people being like, yeah, they're not real. That's it. That's the only way that I'm like, okay, I'm offended now. Well, really anything that just is like shitting on like science, like just throwing away the knowledge that we've gained by people's hard work. So I'd be like, I don't believe in that. That frustrates me. Willful ignorance is the most offensive thing to me. But it's just because I read a lot of books, read a lot more when I was growing up. History is extremely important. It's how you keep from making mistakes again. Like bringing back dinosaurs. Probably not the best choice. I'm just thinking for just even a second, like the amount of time or the amount of like damage that like animals that don't live in like the ecosystem calls to it whenever they are introduced. Like that's why we have a lot of hunting seasons in different places. It's just like, yep. Now what if you brought back something that this planet is not prepared for? Like they haven't been around millions of years. It would probably cause a lot of damage to the ecosystems. Because 100% it will not be able to be like, yeah, we'll just keep it in here. It's just like, dude, a couple of years ago, I bet no one would have been like, yeah, one of the jobs you could just have is Snake Man, Florida Snake Man. That's a job. That's a job that pays bills. Like you go out and you're just a snake man. You just catch all the snakes. Snaking, as they call it. Yeah, her ex-husband went down to Florida and he's snaking. This is from an actual conversation I had with a coworker about someone in his family's like ex-husband. It's just like, yeah, he went down to Florida. He was snaking for a while, and it's just like that would be when you go to Florida and as a job, you're essentially like a bounty hunter for snakes. What's wild is that's not a joke. That is a real thing. If you introduce a apex predator into an ecosystem, it's probably not going to go well. Tiny dinos. Meteor was Rom. Wait, the meteor was Judas. We're on to something here. We're on to something here. Ah, make them all tiny, hunting wild boars. Yow. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a thing now. Like, and also like I'm not a big on hunting. I'm not against hunting. If I mean that's the thing. If you're like trying to restore nature to its balance by like removing invasive species, which as much as I want to be like, yeah, everything's got should have an opportunity. I mean, absolutely, when you introduce a species that does not live where it's going to be put, it's nuts how utterly wrecked the entire ecosystem can be. And it's just like, well, yeah, it's messed up to have to like kill them or move them. But if you don't, they're going to die anyway because they are going to eat all of the food, starve everything else out, and then die from starvation eventually. So it's just like, do you do one thing that sucks, or do you let it happen on its own? I'm not trying to argue about morality here. I'm just saying, don't buy things at a pet store and then set them free in your backyard. Alligators, pythons, the list goes on. I could talk about things not to release into the wild all day. Clowns. Lionfish are apparently very invasive in certain parts of the world, which makes sense. They're gnarly. Like lions. Lions are not invasive. That's where I draw the line, though. Yeah, if it's a kitty, well, it just lives there now. No such thing as invasive kitties. I might have cut that a little short, but it's okay. We'll figure out something. Will it? Yeah, that'll work. Will it? No, Patrick. Ultron mentally get rid of the most invasive humans. Yeah, so that's a whole different topic that I don't want to get into. Yeah, that's how people are like, he's starting a cult. He's trying to remove humans. It's like, Mimo, what are you talking about? Hypothetical Mimos. Hypothetical grandmother. It's my new noise band. What would that be? I think I have a grandchild. That'd be a hypothetical grandmother. Yeah. Okay, well, we got that taken care of. I worked through that one pretty quick. What's the next problem? What's the next thing the world needs solved? Right about there. The Funk Soul Brother. Nah, it's the implication that everyone must have a grandma by the fact of existing. Eco-terrorism, lovely. Simply balance. You gotta bring balance to the Force. Let's kill all the Sith. That way, it's balanced. That's not what balance means, dog. Something. Dark side. Where the hell did my tweezers go? Oh no. Oh no. Did I drop them? They're here. They're here on the desk. Where are they? There they are. They are in the cheesecloth. Got it. You got me. Classic cheesecloth. Always hiding my things. Sneaking around my house while I'm sleeping. Cheesecloth, the man. Just a man named Cheesecloth. It's like the joke about changing my name legally to Frankenberry. One word, no last name. It's funny when you factor in all the things. That's the only thing that makes it funny. It's not the funniest joke. But it does become funny when you're like, okay, I gotta redo my social, like the amount of adult things that you have to do when you change your name, and then changing it to something like Frankenberry. Just like, you mean like the cereal? And it's like, no, that's Franken space berry. Frankenberry, one word, that's a man's name. That's a human. Frankenberry the man. Man, these are looking good. I don't like Frankenberry. I think we all probably could guess that though. I don't like berry flavored anything. Strawberry milk is the only exception because I somehow don't have that mental connection. It doesn't taste like strawberries though. That's the other thing. But nah, it's the implication that everyone's have grandma. The fact is, yep, even if she's not around, we all have a hypothetical grandma. Yeah, it's like poetry. It rhymes. Hypothetical grandmother. Hypothetically speaking, yes, the hypothetical grandmother conundrum. It's been debated for centuries at this point, but Margot is the one who finally solved it. And by that I mean Roz explained it and I took credit. Jumbo out. That would be Margot at the Nobel Peace Prize ceremony where she's awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for solving the grandma dilemma. Using stolen work. Classic Margot. So I was thinking just now, could be a spooky Portugal the man card band. That is true. I was thinking, why, whenever I imagine Margot doing things, are they always just kind of suspicious and shady? And it's just because she's absolutely rotten. The most spoiled living thing on this planet. If she was down here right now, she'd be like, yep. She knows she's spoiled, and she absolutely knows how to like work the system that is our household. She's like, well, I'll go ask Mom. And if she says no, then I'll go to Dad, and I'll tell him how upset I am. She just knows. She knows how to get what she wants. Very prime example of why I don't need human children, because it's just like, that's how you raise a serial killer. Just like, well, I never told him no. Ever. Sometimes you gotta. And that's how you end up standing on the couch, holding Theo up, helping him try to kill a bug that got in. And your wife comes in, she's like, what are you two doing? And I'm like, I'm helping Theo hunt. And it's just like that's the equivalent of essentially being like the family or like the parent that's just like, well, I knew he was doing killings in the basement, but I love him. He's my son. Man, we covered a lot of ground. We cover a lot of ground a lot of days. That kind of happens when you're just crazy, crazy, crazy in your head all the time. And making little dudes. Yeah, little dudes. Wearing chainmail. Hell yeah. Chainmail on little dudes? Hell yeah. Yeah, I can see how my pliers get all jacked up. I'm letting my inside cats outside on leash and they've been milking it. That's how that yeah. That's what's up. Uh, we cannot go in our kitchen now without Theodore and Margot both coming into the kitchen and screaming. And I don't mean like, yeah, I mean as loud as they can at the door. Like, if you go in the kitchen and not even if it's daytime, like they do it at night. Like it's like, Margot, one, it is storming outside. I know you can hear it. You can hear way better than I can. Two, it is pitch black. Like, just a crazy little girl. She's just great. She's just crazy. Hey, y'all, just want to say hi. I forgot all about the stream. Actually, forgot it was Monday. No worries, JJ. Welcome. Good to have you. I'm actually, I lost track of time. It is 10:15. I got to go get some litter for my kids. And I've got to pee so bad. And I'm now determined to prove that I don't have a holding your pee kink. I won't do it. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to keep you guys guessing. I know you're leaving. Just saying, hey. Oh, no, yeah. No, I wasn't trying to. Yeah, no. I'm glad you're here, though. Thanks for popping in, even for the end. Listen, any pop in, hello is always appreciated. Absolutely. Yeah. On that note, guys, I'm pretty pleased with the amount of work I got done today on these guys. We'll finish up that probably. I think I can probably get a good amount of that done today. It just depends. I'm going to work on getting these guys ready to be painted, finish that building, everything essentially for the next scenario. These guys don't pop up until scenario 3. So, but I've got a lot of them, so I wanted to make sure that I was getting it all done in time. As soon as I do, we'll go back to doing Grief in the morning. Grief, I'm really excited to make Otto the big bad, the real son of a bitch who fucked us over. He's getting it. He's gonna get it. Maybe his wife too. But yeah, on that note, I've ranted about dinosaurs, all kinds of things. How to pass a drug test with fake pee. A lot of stuff. We talked about a lot of stuff today. And so yeah, thank you guys so much. I say it every time, and I mean it. Your time is the most valuable asset, resource, commodity that you have. And the fact that you want to spend it with me truly means the world to me. Thank you so much. If you would like to support me, obviously, like, subscribe, all those things. The link to my fourth wall is there. This week, I am hopefully going to have some time and mental power to actually put some shirt designs up there, and to pick out the right kind of shirts. Because while the print's awesome, I just don't like how high the neckline is on the t-shirt that I got back. And I wanted to make sure that it's comfortable. I don't want to put my stuff or anything associated with like with me on anything that I don't love. So I've got to just make sure that I put enough time into that. But yeah, thank you all so much. Be good to yourselves and to each other. Sit pretty. I will see you all tomorrow morning. Also, I'm just going to go through the roll real quick. All right, we got Mowgli, Roz, Star. Mowgli, Roz, Star. I know Atri popped in for a little bit. We also had Layer 8, new face, new name. New man, new name. New name, new man. Dictator Potato, new name as well. Let's see. At least I believe. I think I would remember that. Of course, Atri. Star, Oz, lovely. Potato, potato. JJ, Yuri, of course. Hi, Yuri. Let's see. I think that's everybody. Thank you guys so much. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, friends.